I absolutely feel you. For a long time, I considered not being in a relationship and just being by myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that sometimes we think that we need to be in a relationship or we're supposed to be in a relationship because pretty much our whole lives we see couples on television, we see couples in music videos, we hear music that's talking about being in love, and so we are technically programmed to believe that we're supposed to be with our special person from the time we come out the womb. So there's so much, with Valentine's Day and holidays and, getting married, there's so much projection and programming around relationships that it's no wonder that many of us have felt like we are just supposed to be with a man or a woman. So I agree that a relationship is not an end-all, be-all situation. However, if you are shutting your heart to love because someone hurt you, I want to offer you a different perspective. Because I thought about this, what I don't want is I'm not going to not have something I want because I was in love with a hater or someone who was jealous of me or someone who meant me no good. You see, because then I'm letting them win. But if this is something I choose, then okay, maybe I have been enlightened and I've decided that relationship isn't for me. I'd rather be in a relationship with myself and, focus all my time on my purpose. I get it. But if this is coming from a bitter, resentful place, I want to offer you a different perspective. That person who may have influenced that decision not to date or be in a relationship ever, that person was not for you. That person, let's say, was technically an enemy. This person didn't have good intentions for you. This person didn't treat you well. So why would you base your future on deception, on mistreatment, on abuse, and on someone who never even deserved your energy and time? That's cutting yourself short. What if we just decide to do better? In other words, when we see red flags, we're not going to make excuses for those red flags. We're going to cut them off. That means we're going to have boundaries. We're going to have standards. And when we have boundaries and when we have standards, those are our guidelines to dating. My boundary is I don't date anyone who is emotionally immature. So guess what? If that's a boundary and a standard that I have for myself, I shouldn't date anyone who doesn't know how to manage their emotions. And once I see that a person doesn't know how to manage their emotions, I don't say, well, he just had a bad day, or, maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, his behavior belongs to him and it's a reflection of his character. And if I don't want that type of energy or person in my life, I have to cut it off when I see it. I can't justify and rationalize because I don't want to be alone, because I've invested, 3 months. It doesn't matter. But if we don't have boundaries, if we don't have standards to hold us accountable, then it's kind of like the saying, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And that's why we fall for anything. Toxic men are everywhere and they don't have standards. So they are hollering at everybody, but everybody isn't giving them their time. And you've got to fall in that group, the group of women or men who are like, I'm not going to give that my time or energy because guess what? I've learned my lesson. I've dealt with a man like this. I've been through this before. You know what a cheater looks like because you dated it. You know what a narcissist looks like because you dated it. He was so this way at the beginning. Yeah, but he's not being that way anymore, is he? So why are you holding on to, the 5 minutes he was a particular way, but you've been with him for years and he's never been that way ever since? Who he consistently is a blueprint to his personality and character. And we have to hold ourselves accountable for the experiences we involve ourselves in. Just like these men are choosing us, we're also choosing them. So stop choosing them.